everyone. This is IFBB Pro Theresa Ivancik coming at you with episode 4 of Whatever It Takes. These episodes are presented by IronMag Labs. Please use my promo code Teresa15 for 15% off your order. What I'd like to discuss today would be training. I just got over to my gym at Harlan's Elite Fitness, and I'm kind of pinched a little bit for time, but we're going to make it work. So today is going to be a little bit of arms. And what I'd like to kind of discuss is, everybody normally asks me, how did you normally train? Like, what do you normally do, week to week? What I normally would start to do is, in my off season, would try to take at least 2 days off. I would like to take a middle day off, but in my head, I just can't. So I like to do my Saturdays and Sundays off because we're here with the business, personal training clients, online clients, all week long. So I kind of like to take the weekend to kind of relax and chill. There also is a bunch of shows and stuff that go on in the weekend, so I know that I'm hit or miss whether I'm going to make it to the gym. So I always like to dictate and look ahead in advance in my schedule to make sure that I can properly plan out my training to make sure I get everything in. What I would normally do in my off season would be basically, like I said, Monday through Friday. So you're looking at like a chest on Monday, a back on Tuesday, arms on Wednesday, Thursday would be legs, and Friday would be shoulders. When I get into my on season, I do like to separate out my legs a little bit because that is my weakness. So when you go into your personal training program, make sure that, like, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you got a coach or whatever, do pinpoint out the weak points. So mine were always my legs, so we kind of addressed that, and then I started doing 2 leg days a week. I separated that from quads, and then I did another one with just hamstrings and glutes. So what I would normally do is just bundle those up through the week. I would still have my separate body parts for my chest and my back and my arms and my shoulders. I would add in another day, which takes one of my weekend days off, which what I end up trying to do is take Saturdays off because those are normally show days and I just never can train those days. So I normally train Sunday through Friday and then take Saturdays off. As far as rep range goes, I like to switch it up. I like to go heavy one week, light one week, or if I feel like crap one day and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go light today, but I come in and I'm like, oh, wow, I'm strong, I'm going to run with it. So I've seen people that do like pyramid weeks. They do, heavy one week, then they go into moderate, and then they go to high reps. And then that way it should be enough time for your body to kind of recoup and go back, and numbers should be a lot better for you the following week. I've seen people that just like high intensity training. It does definitely boost up your metabolism. It definitely burns more calories. It's not as long as you're in the gym. It's what you're doing when you're in the gym. I've always told people, if you're in here, more than over an hour and a half, I mean, I get it with the cardio, but if you're on the weight side, you're talking too much or you're not training hard enough. Like, you don't need to be in the gym for 2 hours. And I think that that's what deters a lot of people from even getting started into training, thinking that they don't have the time. It's not all about that, because everybody's life is crazy and it's hectic, and there's times where I can't make it for 5-6 days a week of training. So how I do that is I bundle it. I'm big on, I like to do chest and biceps, back and triceps, leave my legs, on its own separate day, and I do like shoulders by itself. So that'll be like a 4-day split for me. I personally use chest and biceps and the back and triceps as that push-pull theory, only because for me, I've noticed if I want to do chest and tris, I'm tanked. My tris aren't going to have anything to give. I'm not going to give them a good workout, because when you press with chest, you do use the triceps. When you pull with back, you use the biceps. So I like to do that separate section there. When you get into preps, people kind of get upset too, like, oh my god, like I can't lift what I used to lift whenever I was, in the beginning. Well, that's not the idea now. So we're going from an off season into a full condition season. So as you change your diet, your food should actually tell your body what you can lift. So, whenever you're normally, like, let's just say in an off season, you lift 100 pounds, yeah, you got a lot of calories and a lot of excess food to back you up. Whenever you go into your, on season and calories are restricted, 50 pounds is going to feel like 100. So to the body, like in your mind, yeah, there's a big difference. That's half the weight. but to your muscles, it doesn't know any different. It still feels like 100 pounds. So what I normally do, I'd run with it, I train with it, you know, and you should start to just really heavy out condition the body parts, you know, as you do get down into prep, you're going to have to go lighter. You know, as you get into peak weeks, you do that muscle glycogen release. So you do all the 25, you know, the 30 reps to kind of release everything that you do have in you. It shouldn't be a heavy week for peak week. Peak week, you cannot come in sore. You need enough time to recover, and you're not going to have that, you know, backup with the low calories and the depletion and the water drop. You're just not going to have it. So that is why we call that a peak week. It's not a technical training week. And you normally would start that if your show is on a Saturday. I normally start my week with legs on a Sunday, and I'll run, you know, all my body parts the whole way through, cardio pending how the body looks, and then by Friday you do absolutely nothing. You show up at the show, you check in, and you relax, you get your feet up, keep the blood out of the legs, and you kind of just ride right into the show. But that basically is my input on training. Again, everybody's different. Everybody's going to have their own opinion. Everybody's going to have things that work for you. Try different things. I've done multiple positives, negatives, drop sets, supersets. I've done controlled movements. I've pumped 2, I've held 1. You know, I just kind of have fun with it. That gym out there is my playground. You know, and you can basically, like, if you go in with just this restricted routine, it sometimes to some people will not become fun anymore. So have fun. Take advice from anybody in the gym. Ask people, watch people. If you see something that they're doing, maybe try it. See if you like it. It may hit you, it may not. But that is my input on training, and I just am all about having fun with it and seeing the results. But again, please make sure that, you know, you're wanting to see things in the gym. They all do not happen just in the gym. You do have to transform. So as the transformation process goes along, most of it is done through the sleep and what you put in your mouth. So it basically boils back down to you are what you eat. You will not get abs by doing millions of crunches in the gym. The cleaner you eat, the more you see, and the better your physique becomes. That is a wrap with episode 4 of Whatever It Takes. I will see you next week for episode 5. Please follow me on T. Ivancik, IFBB Pro on Instagram, and Theresa Ivancik on Facebook. If you have any topics that you would like me to cover, shoot me an email at tivancik13@gmail.com. Thanks, everyone.